Hi there. We're continuing our progress through the Psalms, the Tehillim, that means the praises in Hebrew, and we're in Psalm 99. In the Hebrew letter numbering system, that's Tzadeh Tet. Tzadeh is 90 and Tet is 9. And this is another one of the series of enthronement psalms, the psalms that puts God as king over all. And so it begins again, as others do in this series, Adonai Malach, the Lord reigns, the Lord is king. And therefore let the nations tremble, Yirgazu Agoyim, let the nations quake before him. He sits on his throne between the cherubim, the Krovim, and of course that's reference to the, the angels, the angelic beings that were carved over the mercy seat on the Ark of the Covenant where God met with his people. And so he's the one who meets with his people between the cherubim, and therefore because he's a God who meets with his people, let the whole earth be tremble before him, let them quake before him. And then it says the Lord sits great, the Lord is great in Zion. And this is the place where he meets with his people, where David brought the ark to, and he's exalted above all the nations. He says, let them praise your great and awesome name. Norah is the word for awesome, fearful, to be feared, to be recognized. Your name is Kadosh, your name is unrivaled, your name is matchless, your name is holy. He's the mighty king. He is a lover of mishpat, of this wonderful concept of God setting all things to rights, putting all things in place, lover of justice. He's established equity, he's established justice and righteousness throughout Israel. And then there's this kind of refrain, it happens twice in this psalm, in slightly different ways. And so it says, Romamu Adonai Eloheinu, lift up, exalt, lift high the Lord our God. And Yishtachavu, bow down, go face down before him, because he is Kadosh, he's holy, he is unrivaled, he is the one whom there is no other like. And then it goes on to a second part where it's looking back at how God has interacted with his people. So it says Moses and Aaron were his priests, Samuel, Shmuel called on his name. So it's looking back to those who have experienced God. They cried to the Lord for help and he answered them. He spoke to Israel out of the pillar of the cloud, and they followed the principles and the directives that were given to them. Here is a God who interacts with his people, who is not distant, but he's involved. And he says, Lord, you answered them, and you actually also, you were forbearing. You're a God who, nasa is the word here, you carried the sins, you carried the wrongdoings, you bore them yourself. But you put them right when they went wrong. And then the last verse is this repetition. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu, exalt the Lord, lift him up on high. And this time, Yishtachavu lahar kodsho, to his holy mountain in Zion. Because the Lord our God is Kadosh, he is holy. That word again, unrivaled, matchless. And so what a wonderful psalm of praise, of exaltation of God who is high and lifted up. Let's continue to praise his name today for all the amazing things he is doing, for the justice he brings in the earth. He alone is God and he is unrivaled. He is holy. Have a good day.